That night she was locked out. Now she's begging, swearing she'll never speak to him again. Ever had one of those moments where you ask a straightforward question and the response is so intense, so overblown that you know you struck a nerve? That was me on Monday evening. The question was simple. Have you been talking to Ethan again? Ethan is my girlfriend Lisa's ex, the shadow that lingers over our relationship. His name came up just a bit too often. For the 2 years we'd been together, I kept my cool. I'm not the jealous type, but over the past 6 months, something felt wrong. Lisa started guarding her phone like it was a vault. She'd step out to take calls in private. Little things, but they pile up. The tension had been simmering, and on Monday, I finally asked. Her reaction was explosive. I was delusional, she said, controlling, insecure. How dare I accuse her? Did I not trust her? She stormed around my apartment, important detail, calling me unhinged. It was a textbook case of deflection. By the end, she almost had me believing I was wrong for suspecting anything. She went to bed fuming, sleeping as far from me as the mattress allowed, a silent chasm between us. I stayed awake, feeling foolish, not for asking, but for doubting my instincts. Tuesday morning, she left for work without a word. No goodbye, no have a nice day. Just icy silence. I was working from home when, around midday, the doorbell rang. A delivery guy stood there with an enormous bouquet of lilies, movie star level extravagant. For Lisa, he said, handing them over. They were heavy, probably 15 pounds. Tucked among the flowers was a small envelope. My gut twisted. I knew what this was. I pulled out the card. The handwriting was bold and messy. Last night was unforgettable. You're even more stunning when you're mad. Can't wait for this weekend. Ethan, last night. The same night she was berating me, calling me delusional for suspecting her. This wasn't just evidence. It was a signed confession delivered to my doorstep. A strange calm settled over me. Not anger, not yet. It was clarity, like a foggy puzzle snapping into focus. The problem, my relationship, the solution. End it cleanly, decisively. I didn't call her. I didn't send her a photo of the card. I just smiled. I placed the absurd bouquet in the middle of the dining table like a monument to a dead relationship. Then I grabbed my phone and took clear, high-quality photos of the flowers and the note, capturing every angle. Evidence locked in. Then I got to work. Tuesday afternoon, I moved with purpose. Lisa had made a fool of me, using my home as a staging ground for her betrayal. The disrespect was total. My response had to match it. First, I secured my money. We had a joint account for a supposed dream trip. I'd put in $12,000. She'd contributed $600. I logged into the bank, transferred my $12,000 to my personal account, and left her $600. Done. Next, I called my credit card company. Lisa was an authorized user on my card, which she used freely. I reported it as compromised and had her access revoked in minutes. Then I tackled her presence in my home. I wanted no drawn-out breakup, no arguments, no bargaining, just a clean break. I grabbed moving boxes from storage and spent hours packing her life away, her clothes, her books, her little trinkets. It was surreal, handling the pieces of a relationship now gone. I was meticulous, labeling each box clearly. I didn't want her claiming I'd damaged anything. I was building a record of fairness. By 5 p.m., 28 boxes were stacked by the front door. Then I called a 24-hour locksmith. By 6 p.m., the locks on the front door and balcony were changed. Her key was useless now. At 6:45, my phone rang. It was Lisa, her voice bright like our fight never happened. "Hey, I'm leaving work. Want me to grab some sushi for dinner?" "No," I said calmly. "You'll need to make other plans." A pause. "What's that supposed to mean? Are you still upset about last night? I told you you're being delusional." "Am I?" I replied, my tone steady. "That's funny because Ethan seems to disagree. He sent you a huge bouquet of lilies today with a note. Said last night was unforgettable. So while you were calling me delusional, you were having a great time with him. Impressive." The silence was heavy. I could almost hear her scrambling for a lie. I don't know what you're talking about," she stammered. "I didn't get any flowers." "Oh, I know," I said. "They came to my apartment, which brings me to my next point. You don't live here anymore. Your stuff is packed, 28 boxes by the door. The locks are changed. Find somewhere else to stay." "You're joking," she whispered, her voice shaking. "I'm not," I said. "You lied, you cheated, and you tried to make me think I was the problem. That's not something I tolerate. A moving company will pick up your things tomorrow at 1 p.m. Tell me where to send them, or they'll go to storage." Then the yelling started. I was a lunatic, a monster. She'd call the police. "Go for it," I said. "Tell them you want into an apartment you're not on the lease for, owned by the guy you cheated on. Good luck." I hung up and blocked her number. I sat on my couch in my quiet, empty apartment, and for the first time in months I felt free. Lisa didn't go down quietly. When banging on my door, caught on my doorbell camera, didn't work, she launched a smear campaign. The movers came Wednesday, and her 28 boxes were sent to a storage unit. I texted her the details from a burner number, my last contact with her. By evening, her friend Megan, who I never liked, posted a dramatic tale on social media about supporting her bestie, who'd escaped a toxic, delusional boyfriend. Photos showed Lisa looking heartbroken, the victim. The story spread. I was the unhinged guy who overreacted to a friendly gesture, the flowers, and kicked her out. Over the next few days, Lisa leaned into it, posting cryptic quotes about surviving toxic relationships. Mutual friends picked sides. I got angry messages from people I barely knew. It was a calculated performance and it stung. But I didn't take the bait. A public fight would only fuel her narrative. I needed something sharper. I had the photo of the lilies and the note, my ace. But I needed more to prove her lies weren't a one-off. The note said, "Can't wait for this weekend." What was this weekend? Then it clicked. Lisa had mentioned a girls' trip with Megan to a luxury spa resort Friday to Sunday. She'd been clear I wasn't invited. I suspected this was the getaway Ethan meant. I dug into the resort's social media, scrolling through tagged photos. It was a long shot, but people love flaunting fancy vacations. After an hour, I found Ethan's public profile. A recent post showed the resort's pool with the caption, "Weekend escape from the grind, so ready, not proof but close." Then I found the clincher. A photo from months ago showed Ethan at a party with a woman I recognized, Lisa's cousin, Claire, from out of state. The caption read, "Best night with my incredible fiancé, Claire. Fiancé." It hit me. Lisa wasn't just cheating on me. She was helping Ethan cheat on his fiancé. This was a calculated betrayal with no regard for the fallout. Now I had my plan, a quiet, precise strike to expose them both. 4 months later, the dust has settled, and my life is calm again. Lisa and Ethan's world imploded, and I barely lifted a finger. I just gave the truth to the one person who needed it. On Friday, as their romantic spa weekend began, I messaged Claire, Ethan's fiancée, via her professional social media profile. I kept it simple. "Hi, Claire, I'm Jake, Lisa's former boyfriend. I believe our partners are currently together at resort name. I'm sorry to tell you this way, but you deserve to know." Attached is a photo of flowers and a note Ethan sent Lisa, mentioning their weekend plans. I attached the photo of the lilies and note and hit send. I don't know what happened at the resort, but the aftermath was explosive. Claire didn't stay quiet. She called the resort, likely confronting Ethan directly. By Saturday, her social media was a battlefield. She posted the photo I sent, tagging Ethan and Lisa with a scathing post about their betrayal. The narrative flipped overnight. Lisa was no longer the victim. She was the affair partner exposed in public. Her friends who'd vilified me went silent. The online mob turned on her and Ethan. Claire ended her engagement. Ethan's reputation was shredded. Lisa lost her job at a small, community-focused company whose owner didn't tolerate the scandal. With no job, no boyfriend, and her image ruined, Lisa moved back to her parents' place, humiliated. A few weeks ago, she texted me from a new number, a long, tearful apology, begging to talk. She swore she'd never contact Ethan again. I replied, "I wasn't delusional, I was right, don't contact me again." Then I blocked her. The real victory wasn't kicking her out, it was sending one photo to the right person. Claire took it from there and the truth did the rest. Lisa and Ethan thought they were clever, but a single, well-placed truth brought their lies crashing down. My life is peaceful now. No secrets, no drama, just quiet. And it feels better than I ever imagined.